It often seems to us that people who have achieved success have unique talents. Instead of envying them, we can adopt the principles that they follow and that they followed before they were successful. Today, we will tell you about these principles, following which you will be able to gain wealth and achieve what you want in the very near future. Therefore, take a notebook with a pen in your hands and watch this video to the end. Friends, before we start, please like and subscribe to the channel. Avoid trodden paths. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is an American entrepreneur and the founder of Amazon. He was one of the first to realize the prospects of online retail and turned his idea into a multi-billion-dollar business. Bezos' personal fortune has now reached $114 billion. Initially, Bezos planned to sell almost all books on the internet through Amazon, but none of the experts consulted by the businessman considered that this idea could be implemented. Most of them advised to focus on popular genres and publications. Every reasonable person we asked told us not to do this. We got good advice, we ignored it, and it was a mistake. But this mistake turned out to be one of the best things that happened to the company, says Jeff Bezos. It is thanks to the variety of positions that the Amazon site became popular with users at the start, and information about it began to spread through word of mouth. Probably if the team had launched a more traditional project, it would not have received such fame. Once you become an expert, you run the risk of being trapped in information dogmas. You start to know exactly how it should be and lose the opportunity to find out how it could be, says Jeff Bezos. Surround yourself with people who pull you up. Bill Gates. The advice of billionaires will definitely not do without this person. Bill Gates is one of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world, whose name is familiar even to those who are far from high technology. Established more than 40 years ago, the corporation continues to grow. In 2017, the businessman gave some advice to school graduates and pointed out the importance of the environment. It is typical for a person to move in the same direction in which people close to him move. If your friends are used to being content with little, it is not surprising that your ardor has faded over time. Conversely, successful people around you make you believe that you can do more. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, teach you, and motivate you to be the best. Invest in yourself. Warren Buffett. Currently, Warren Buffett is considered one of the most successful investors in the world and has a net worth of more than $106 billion, making him the fifth richest person in the world. The businessman suggests considering a career as a business and himself as the main product. It makes no sense to produce a product that the consumer does not like. You won't sell yourself and get your dream job if you don't invest in your own growth. The best investment you can make is an investment in your abilities. Everything you do to develop your own skills or business is likely to be effective, says Warren Buffett. Remember that money is not a goal, but a consequence of success. Bernard Arnault. Arnault heads the LVMH group of companies which manufactures luxury goods known all over the world. Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, Guerlain, Chomet, Moët & Chandon, Hennessy. The businessman believes that long-term planning is of great importance in finance. You can chase an easy profit, get it, and eventually the business will collapse. Arnault suggests thinking bigger and imagining what will happen to the brand in 5-10 years instead of estimating revenue in the next 6 months. In his opinion, the key to success is to create something timeless and constantly add something trending to it. Money is just a consequence. I always tell my team, don't worry about profitability. If you do your job well, the profit will come, says Bernard Arnault. Don't be afraid to take risks. Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg created one of the most visited websites in the world at just 19 years old, and at one time became the youngest billionaire according to Forbes. At the moment, his capital is $65 billion. However, all his might not have happened if he had not ventured to start creating Facebook at the age of 19. In an interview, the founder of the popular social network said that doubts prevented him from moving toward success. The path to popularity with Facebook took longer due to fears that Google would make a similar product, and the project might not take place. The biggest risk is not to take risks. In a world that is changing very quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not to take risks, says Mark Zuckerberg. Do not believe in unconditional success. Amancio Ortega. The story of this billionaire is a vivid illustration of how to get away from poverty and become one of the richest people in the world. At the age of 13, he dropped out of school because there was not enough money and he had to go to work. Starting as a messenger in a shirt store, Ortega managed to create the Inditex empire, which includes companies such as Zara, Bershka, Pull & Bear, Massimo Dutti, and other brands specializing in fast fashion. At the age of 82, Ortega goes to the office almost every day, communicates with employees and listens to their ideas. And the business is completely focused on the wishes of customers. The worst thing you can do is become complacent. Success is never guaranteed. I never allow myself to be completely satisfied with what I've done. I appreciate what I have, but at the same time I try to achieve even more. And I have always tried to instill this principle in everyone around me, says Amancio Ortega. Do not confuse other people's expectations with your own. Lawrence Ellison. Lawrence Ellison is an American businessman, best known as the co-founder and CEO of the multi-billion-dollar software company Oracle Corporation. The future billionaire intended to become a doctor. His family, teachers, and girlfriend wanted Larry Ellison to get this profession, but he dropped out of medical school. Later, when the man started programming, his wife left him, citing the fact that he had no ambitions. And the divorce was a turning point. That's what he says. Once again, I failed to meet the expectations of others. But this time I wasn't disappointed in myself for not being able to become who they thought I was. Their dreams and mine were different. I will never confuse them again. Larry Ellison considers the desire to enjoy his work and remain independent in decisions to be the key to a successful career and life. Don't be afraid of competition. Study your rivals. Carlos Slim. The businessman made his first million at the age of 17. This became possible due to the fact that he started investing at the age of 10, not without the help of his father. Carlos Slim L. still follows his advice, as he has admitted more than once. In his opinion, competition always makes you better, even if the competitor wins. He advises competing at the highest level to see how good you can be. As Carlos Slim says, if your competitor is smaller than you or too weak, you should still treat him as an equal. Similarly, if your competitor is much bigger than you, don't be afraid of him. Friends, write in the comments which billionaire's advice did you like the most. If this video was useful to you, then like and subscribe to the channel.